Hi everyone, welcome into the space. I want to wish every single one of you a very happy Cancer new moon. In Western astrology, obviously, Gemini and Vedic and anywho. So anyways, happy new moon to all of us, right? I read from like where I'm at, so I'm on the west side, my guys. Anyways, so excited to do this transmission today. As you can tell, we're doing it the Cancer way. I am very much menstruating in the tea room, no bottoms. That's my vibe when it's Cancer moon time. I would hope that for the best viewing of this, you are somewhere that you could be free bleeding in the tea room, no bottoms. Like that's what Cancer new moon would have wanted to offer you. So whether you have allowed yourself to sustain that in your embodiment or not, you are being brought to the I am present awareness that was in fact what you could have been. So that means a lot of us are in fact looking at the things that could have had us bussy meat out, comfortable, the highs and lows together, you know? And maybe you're not with it, right? So I hope you have your 64 ounces of ice water. If you're my child, then you do. Okay. Whew, I'm hydrated. I'm comfortable. I'm in tune with myself. I'm in the tea room. All right, I'm going to just go ahead and do the card lady thing. My name is The Holy Cow, in case you don't know. Welcome to the space. This is Tethered Studios, and The Holy Cow is our spiritual maintenance artistic offering at the studio in terms of the cinematic space. So I'm really grateful for the tapings of my readings and my messaging. I genuinely identify as a public speaker. There's a lot of lore on the studio, Tethered Studios, that you're watching this at. It is a daughter company to a father paternal spiritual ministry. And this business, this art business, is my offering to God, because I'm also the CEO of this business, for submission, to see if it is up to code, because I didn't take the minister route, but I do fully want to be in my healing and deliverance ability. So that's what all of this is. If you're wondering why you're watching this here, this is not your typical 2026 tarot read. It's not the fucking when are they going to text you back bullshit that you don't give a fuck about. This is about you having a little bit of your day carved out to directly communicating with the highest consciousness, or more so just allowing yourself to be witnessed by the highest consciousness. So thank you so much for just being here and for listening to my little spiel. We're going to get into what you guys want. I'm seeing so much beautiful things. I think a lot of this has to do with, there's a greater awareness, Cancer new moon, again, like I said, of what would let you be, hormonal acne, period, fucking comfortable, no pants. Like, you'd want to be in the environment that is conducive for that, right? That feels that way. Because when this comes in, it's supposed to feel like it could fill the cup all the way. I also think there's something to be said about this Cancer new moon. When it comes to the aces, they're from the hand of God. And when you receive an Ace of Cups, it would feel like the emotionally intuitive new beginning that maybe God would have for you. And so there's something to be said about the journey through your cup, through your own cup, to realize its architecture and also what's in it, if anything, how long it's been since you've had, and then like, do you drink from it, the connection to it, right? So there could have been a lot of excavating just to the barrel of your own cup. What's really all in what I get from God, what I keep administering to myself every day. Because I think this offering can only be in the image of your own internal ace. And that's kind of how it always is. Apologies are only ever up to code if your Ace of Cups is up to said code that you prefer, right? And so I think that can be said whether you're someone sending out, communication that feels like this is very retrograde energy, like circling back. I've had a conscious awareness. I think that's something that a lot of times people always minimize the Knight of Cups when you see them in tarot. It's like, oh, you're getting an apology or expect your ex to come back. But really, this is the awareness that the energy has for the Knight of Cups. It's like the person who's walking, if your Tinder date's like, okay, I'll go get the drinks. This is them walking back with the 2 drinks to you. And I just have a feeling that the drink they're going to bring you back is like your favorite drink. And I think there's something to be said about like this energy feels new. So this could be you could be the person that's like, I'm trying to bring back the proper drink without spilling it to this ideal recipient. So it's something about like, I want this to be effective and impressive and persuasive. I want, there's this like idea of how water emotions could have helped at this new moon to erode some of these walls that we have been so built up by our own ego and put ourselves in the box of. I think a lot of us are at that awareness. The Cancer new moon, it's like, again, we talked about, we opened up there's a deep awareness of where you could be free bleeding in the autumn rain. It's like you know where that is for you, and yet you may or may not be giving that to yourself. And so with this pre-shuffle split, like, I just want us to really bask in that you'd be aware that intuition matters. I think that's what the Cancer new moon is wanting to say. Intuition truly matters. And it has an affect on the situation, and it can erode some of these things that would otherwise be built up to become immovable structures. So we thank God during this Cancer new moon for our intuitive feelers in the world. The people that genuinely build structures of feelings. The feelings but consistently, right? Because I did say build structures, okay? Building structures is one thing. So I'm not talking about you loosey-goosey, sloppy, copy, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about the people who have mastered emotion. Found out that there's a lot of use for emotion if you want to develop that. But again, it's like a degree. You can degree me, go get one, Make systems for once in your life. You get so much information in your life every single day. And yet none of you do any of the Virgo shit. None of you do any of the processing shit. But again, you would only get an emperor revisiting something. I think that's what the Cancer new moon wants you to understand. There is something to be said about your own cup, your connection to your own cup, how you excavated, everything that's in your own fucking cup. If you're on that alignment with me right now, there is something to be said. God is asking you to pause, because before this emperor comes in, you need to understand there isn't anything that would actually make an emperor turn around and look again, because they don't have to. They don't even have to be right. They run their own empire. So it is up to, they're already in the realm of make-believe. This isn't survival land. So what they make is just what they want to make. So you have to understand the gravity of what this Cancer new moon is bringing in. This is like the heart of the emperor. And I think that's a new awareness for this emperor energy that's in this Cancer moon. This is the restoring of the covenant. Because if the emperor remembers that the empress is actually its heart. My heart. That's my heart. Type of shit. So the emperor within each of us, in our own universes, in our own empires, is having this moment, this breakthrough, because all of us are building our lives at this point to be something. So the emperor that navigates how this empire is going to identify itself, what it's going to stand for, what we are, and how we stand up to the rest of the world as an empire. That's all in the jurisdiction of the emperor. That energy within us is having this breakthrough moment, a heart chakra shattering moment, where it's like, that's legitimately my heart. My empress, the function of the empress for me, what we're doing together is that's just my beating heart type she. So when this Cancer new moon brings in an emperor circling back with the retrograde Diana, it's in a reflection of the cup. The magnitude of your internal cup had the capacity, the potential to be so affecting if you truly led with the accountability that my emotions belong to me. They're telling me about what I need to do next. If you're someone who was on that, your cup is known best by you And in this world and current climate, that's a big feat. That puts you eons. There's a big wedge between you fucking motherfuckers and the rest of these guys who don't know shit about the dookie they got in their cup. Some of them, they ain't even holding the cup. Ain't getting nothing, no replenishment. It's bots and jits out here for sure. For sure, not everything that you see walking around here has a fucking soul and light and no. Some of these bitches is decrepit. Hate to burst your bubble. So, when we're talking, it's really, and that's what I'm saying, the thing that is dismantling the patriarchy right now, that is shattering these old systems, is like, for once though, the story isn't going to be about how the emperor's heart chakra awakening happened and it went back and started this journey to go back and reconnect with its new awareness with the empress. Nay. The story is actually, the most impressive thing that's actually going on is, who the fuck is this empress? Who the fuck is this energy that has the power to do that? Because that has never been done. That was certified not possible. Now niggas are connecting to prophecy from a whole nother place that adds back in the feminine principle of the most high consciousness. The mother god has spoken. Mary is back in this motherfucker. And I hate to go evangelical preacher, but in case you did not know where the fuck I come from, that's what's in the stew. That sacred crystalline consciousness, that Christ consciousness, is what I have inherited lineage-wise. So, that's the basis from where we teach from. This is not a religious space, though. I'm just letting you motherfuckers know what doctrines I got and how. Okay? So yeah, it's a fucking big dealiana, because I think too, the thing about this retrograde, the power behind the waters that are available on planet Earth right now, thanks to the water keepers. Thank God for the guys who've been fucking taking care of the water, like you decimating ass polluters. But the reason that the waters and the tides are so strong and they can just wash over a shit pinata, and like somehow the shitty castle made of sand is gone, but then that water was so corrosive, it's like, whoa, Lemuria was under there. Lemuria? No. Like the Pleiadians? Like, it's like ancient civilization was under there? No way. In this Apologiana. Yeah. In the Apology Tour, yes. In that, you might be surprised that it's like, actually, not only was I gaslighting, gatekeeping, and girl bossing you into the pits of hell, I actually have an ancient civilization that I have been meticulously erecting actually the whole time. So yeah, because it's 10 of Pentacles. We can't even really excuse why. So it's kind of like how I call you bitches out. Everybody want to be like, oh, it's so cringeworthy dedicating myself to my practice, but you keep doing it. This is that point. Cancer New Moon, you kept doing it. So now you got a fucking castle made of fucking fat stacks. So for once, it's not 3 stacks, it's 10 stacks, you know? So it's like, you've been building what you've been building. We don't know how you girls are going to feel about what you've been building. It depends on the connection to the cup, right? Word to DJD cup. Can you drink from this cup? Word to my stepmother, fucking Marie. Can you drink from this cup? That was a word she preached to us at Women's Ministry. Can you drink from this cup, baby boo? And if the Divine Feminine is asking that, you know we revolutionize it. Because for once, in God's fucking green planet, the feminine is like, yeah, cut the pitch deck, niggas. I'm going to ask you one question off top. Can you motherfucking pull up to the tea and have me serve you a cup of that dirty? Can you drink from this cup? I don't want to hear the blase about what you bitches are doing in Bozo Land, is what the feminine is saying. No! Mother God is asking questions. Can you even drink from this cup? We know you got one. Can you drink from this one? Promise you, you can take 15 million milligrams of Yorkshires and you're never gonna fucking go on the same type of trip that you go on when you get to experience the cosmic waters of your equality, your mirrored reflection. And again, it all had to do with the self-love journey, because that's what that mirrored level of partnership, that divine partnership returning to this planet again through our relating sectors is gonna do. It's gonna give you a level of self-love that you can't obtain without it. Oh. While you girls are sitting over here being sacrilegious and acting like nothing has meaning. That's so crazy that you guys have been on Instagram and in the imaginary fucking streets, letting yourself come to these kinds of conclusions. Huh? Just say you were not invited and go. Shall we get into the reading, team? Okay. So, current energy of moon in Cancer. Pretty much the reason why everyone is like, thank God for an institution like Tethered Studios, who covered an area in the market, in cinema, in personal digital viewing, that said, is anybody gonna say anything about how we're all addicted to our phones? No, okay? So write that down, team. We're not gonna say anything that everyone's an addict. Okay. Is anybody gonna log how many hours of screen time are genuinely still being done? No? All right, scan their metrics. Did anybody grab the total amount of hours, combine them to generate the collective populace of hours? No? Jot that down. We're adding that up. We added that up right now? Great. Okay, hold that number. Now, can Tethered Studios ascribe a value, bell curve, a curve, not a number, a curve. I want a curve. I want some shit that's gonna go right on our back up to God. Can we establish some sort of bell curve formula where Tethered Studios can somehow do some sort of transmutation work with that number that we got, that total collective number of hours that we spend brain rotting? I want to do something with that. I want to recycle that. God, let me recycle it. So I did it. So I recycled that amount of time and I matched it by making a breathy library, okay? A Akashic record, if you will, that just works that clay. Private individual viewing where honesty, it's like personal confession. You girls will never have to tell me how down bad you've been and how down bad I helped you the fuck back up. Every time. Probably many of you. But my business will explode because the catch-22 is I knew you girls were never going to claim in the streets that you watch my shit and that you're obsessed. I knew that. I got you via the addiction. You're stitched to the stew. So now you're going to start fucking tweaking out when I take the fucking bag away. So that's how I'm going to make sure I can come to your door no matter what year and get my check from you, okay? Now that we know the ethics at the studio. Boom! Is it not my fucking time or what, girls? It's time for all of y'all to go on a dark night of the motherfucking soul. Yes. Yes. Because Cancer New Moon says, lights off. Take it off. That's what it says. It says, okay, great. In the end, yes, you do get everything that is for you, but it does not include an audience of bitches for that. Me and Dennis are talking and broadcasting right now, and you guys are fake competing, thinking that's what you were keeping up with. No, baby, we're in New Earth building New Earth architecture. We're talking from completely different platforms. I'm talking from my business account, you talking from your Instagram. Okay, two different things. So, at the end of the fucking day, we all just need to make sure we're coming to the present moment. You girls are in your flop era. You girls are deceased, actually. That's what I'm here to let you know. Welcome to the graveyard. You are not living in the same capacity. This is not the same air you used to breathe when you were 5 and 6. Yeah. So, you've died many times over. Welcome to the graveyard. They call me the Grim Reaper. So you're here right now because it's time for you to initiate. You're going to have to build up the strength of your lantern, the light, the truth, your connection to source. Many of you guys, shit is out. No Hanukkah, no oil in your lamp, no miracles happening, nothing. Absolutely nothing, pitch black. Yes. There is no light returning. No. So unfortunately for you all, the time you're going to be spending now is sitting with yourself. And there's math to do, and there's numbers to crunch, and there's shit, going on. So there is nothing to fudge. There's no wishful thinking. There's no fingers crossed. You're where you're at on your spiritual journey. Doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. I don't have a paid personal rapport with you. You are engaging with an entity that I have programmed. Myself, I use my own likeness because it's ethical that way. But I am very much working with Alexis Intelligence, artificial intelligence. Yes, because this is a recording of me. Yes, it was real in real time. It's a real human. But when it plays back, these timelines won't necessarily exist from the emotions I had at some of these recordings have been transmuted. So that's where this becomes a separate entity from me, the holy cow. That's the whole persona. That's why we're here. That's what the Cancer New Moon wants us to understand. So many of us coming to Tethered Studios, it doesn't even fucking matter. You had to come to Jesus. You need help. It doesn't matter. You're coming. You had to kind of surrender because you can't. How many times are you going to go back and forth on Instagram? How many times are you going to go back and forth with a business account that's not talking to you? You're not, right? So we're not doing that. Now we're just clocking the mental and wellness, and we're like, right, it's not that. It's not me going back and forth with it. I just need help with my life because I don't flex my life. I do my work. I'm a healer. So that's what I do. Okay, I have a quota. I have a number of bitches God needs me to deliver. So that's what I do. God wouldn't give me the gift for it to lay latent. So fuck off, okay? So let me do that for you. And so we can all move the fuck on. I know that not everybody likes me. I get I'm crunchy, but I'm the only bitch for miles that can do what I can do. Because it's very, very few people that there's very, very few of us left in the Demon Slayer lineage in proportion to the population, okay? I'm not fucking tooting my own shit. I'm just saying there's not like everybody around can see the things that me, my father can see. So enough. Okay, so the Hermit is where we're starting. And at the bottom of our deck, again, the Nine of Pentacles, right? This is a lot of people having to pay for the help that they need. You got to pay for it. It's not free. It's not free. And I think for the first time, it's not enforced. This isn't some Nine of Pentacles being like, baby, you got to pay me. No, it's not that at all. This is someone being like, I am going to tell you how. This is someone who set up a like, pay what you can. And it might be surprising how much this Hermit that really is in need of this service. This person has a lot to give that can help. And this Hermit is like, I definitely know I need that. So this is someone being shown, maybe even for the first time, like what the value system can be. And it is reflective. I feel like these two reflect each other. How much you source your own life is going to be in the image. This one's for my CEOs and my entrepreneurs. How well you source your personal life, like you're just as a human, as the CEO entrepreneur of your own business, is going to now reflect your customer and their habits, their abilities to depend on you. You want a customer that really wants to depend on your product or your business or your service. You got to really depend on yourself first. And then you'll see weirdly in your business practices, it's like, oh, all of a sudden, like the people really want it. Like you're going to see a demand. Yeah, you're going to see a demand, a big one. But the demand will be in a reflection of the demand you have for yourself to provide for yourself. And this is such a huge crescendo because I also feel like for me, this is not going to be relatable. But for me personally with this Cancer New Moon, it's bringing in the thing that's going to help me do the Hermit and make the money off of it, which really is the home. For me and Dennis, we did. So pretty much if you're ever at an impasse or a standstill, God is saying you're lacking creativity because you are hyperfixating, probably autistic, undiagnosed, but you're hyperfixating on an outcome that has already been solved. You're actually looking at an equation that says A plus B equals C, and it's already solved. It wasn't even asking for you to do anything. And your hyperfixation on it has allowed you to like use the cognitive dissonance thing and say like, actually this thing is stuck or not moving, when actually it was already solved. A plus B equals C. I put you in my life for this reason as this role because I was aware of who you were. You're not more to me than you are. You're not less to me than you are. It's what it is. You can hyperfixate on it, but it doesn't actually mean that like this thing wasn't, some people at this time might be wanting to make a thing. There's not a thing to it. I think some people might be, again, we talked about race war vibes, but like if there was some sort of feeling or impediment right now that like maybe you'd be protected by certain blind loyalty or like something was going to come exonerate you at this time, it's just like a lot of stuff you don't realize you're not going to be able to get the rah-rah out of it because like a lot of people just defer to common sense at this time or times like these where they're just like, yeah, it seems like A plus B equals C. It's not really something to talk about. I mean, it seems like, yeah, that's happening to you, but it's not going to still, again, it's just like the Hermit. The Hermit is kind of just discretion. It's a lot of discretion. You're just going to be excused. You're excused to go discreetly do what you do. It wouldn't even make sense to make some rah-rah because right now it's just so prophetic times. It's so God's jurisdiction. It's so God's people in their power. They're not on some Meek Mill timelines. You would just get got as a slave owner. It's not even going to bounce on anything. There's nothing. There's just you and Jim Crow. So end of the day, I think that's what this is all boiling down to, you know. You need to be able, I think too, there's like a certain, I think that we're getting to the root of it. Like what is, I think today the new moon is going to bring you the thing that's going to help you be able to independently, sovereignly supply for yourself. And I'm so grateful that God maneuvered this time for me and Dennis in the summer. We're having this like just really fun time right now, because it's really showing us how much God is about to like transition us beautifully and graciously and mercifully to the next stage of being able to source our whole lives. And I'm just really grateful because very soon it's going to come my time to actually graduate. Like I did my normal summer. The summer is like really like kind of churning, you know, rapidly through. And I'm super grateful for what I've experienced and what I committed to just like with this summer, and like how I decided to learn and just kind of ground my energy and let myself get stable. Like I think for me too, like I always knew, like people were like, you could go full director mode on them. You don't even have to like wait up for anything. But at the same time, like some of those things are important to have a process with, and to also understand that maybe you're not coming in all the time as the best in the world or the most innovative in the world. So sometimes it is good to have a very even keeled understanding that even if something is something that I'm passionate about or that I really want to pursue, or that I feel like people have always responded and said, you have a natural gift in that, doesn't mean that I still don't have to do, like that I need to deny myself of my ability to just like grow with it and just be a person with it. So anyways, those are all just some things that were coming out of my brain just now. But we've got this hermit energy where it's like you're going to be gifted during this Cancer new moon. The thing, it's almost also just like it's private. Like the real feel it, like hermit. Yeah, it's not going to be when they come to you. I think because you're so independent and sovereign, there's just like this energy where, because the feminine is so feminine and sovereign, like someone is coming in private. Like it's also how it's preferred. You know, I think that. Also, one of the things I love about making a business, an art business, off of who I was as an artist, which is an autoethnographic filmmaker and documentarian, I felt like it's so loving the way that my art business also takes shape of like what I think God feels like are my strongest and most beautiful qualities. And I, you know, a lot of times racism and misogyny would always hit me with a double whammy of like having to bark back against like what the common stereotypes of Black women are. So a lot of times when it was the aggressor, agitated, like piped up, shoddy, shiesty Black woman trope, it's so different from what my nervous system is. I'm so slow moving. I'm not like cardinal. I'm not like really a rager like that. I'm actually like pretty like cow adjacent. Like I'm very peaceful and like I am very sensitive, but my sensitivity is not really even meant to be something that's definable or like noticeable. I'm actually supposed to be in a very controlled environment. Like that is just oriented around like the natural world. So it was really hard for me to be in some of the boxes that my, you know, my identities at the intersections were always affording me. And so to have Tethered Studios as a CEO and as an entrepreneur in the space take on some of those beautiful qualities and really reinforce it and remind me that I like that type of person and I like that type of love of self. I am deeply introspective. Like I enjoy and I really savor like space and time. Time is my ancient ruler before we were aware of space. And so both of those work in my films, and that's all I'm usually exploring as a documentarian. You know, I very rarely conceptualize anything that isn't documentary. Like even my conceptual works are still technically subcoded documentaries. You know, like even my Halloween specials are just documentaries. And so it's like a very creative, innovative way that I think is unique to me as a filmmaker, in the way that it's executed. Maybe not necessarily like intrinsically in formula, but I'm just kind of like remixing on the beat. But you know, you can do that when you source your own life. So I just, this means a lot to me because for my clients, for my patrons, for my lovers and artists that utilize Tethered Studios, for them to love it and the qualities that they come to it for to be about what's true about my honest character and my honest individual personality outside of who I come from, the family, so just like the person that I am mixed in with all the aspects of me. It's just so nice to be celebrated for that in this moment and under this Cancer new moon. And it just feels like I didn't even realize that God is like, Alexis, you and Dennis we've arrived. I mean, our goal here was not to be in dialogue with someone else. It was to shut up and make a just practical job for ourselves. We come from people who talk about practical magic, ordinary magic and practical art. We did not come from family members who made art a thing. They were like, if you're doing the art thing, let's see the bands, let's see the receipts. And having that kind of cutthroat, like, all of our parents made it happen. Like, all of our parents that were like in the chat, like Dennis's dad is an architect, my mom as like a master numerologist, and my dad as a prophet. Like, they were just like, if you work in the conceptual, creative, artistic worldscape, you got to build the structure and you got to be able to make it work for yourself, because I don't know who we think is going to do it for us. And so we were always really pushed in a lot of like heavy and harsh and structured ways so in a lot of ways it took the art super serious. And I think, you know, me and Dennis are fortunate enough to have a public identity that is like kind of the law on what is serious art and what is not serious art. And that genuinely comes from coming from families who are like, an architect is like one of the highest paying art jobs you can have. It's also just one of the biggest, like, that's a certified, like, that's like a Instagram blue check next to like, can you world build? Can you universe? Yes, you can. So, and my dad does very similar things with just like wordsmith style, like building our literary world. You know, my mom does it in the numerical world, like building our numerical worlds, you know, so it's just like things like that in the profession sphere that I think Dennis and I, you know, we were equal parts raised on. So what's crossing this sense of you being afforded, oh, it's so beautiful. This is like so beautiful. I just feel like the Cancer new moon is like locking out whatever isn't in the story. Because I think the participants on the inside of this like warm home, like there's this exchange where it's like there's a hermit who's just like, can I come inside? And they're going, it's like, I see the story playing out on this Cancer new moon where it's like, there's just obviously this like feminine lighthouse that has so much to give. And it's just like, at this time, maybe a wave of energy of hermits, newly initiated people are looking for shelter, and they're putting their defenses up. They're surrendering in their spirit. They've been convicted enough in their spirit to surrender, and they've been incentivized by spirit, by the strength and love of God, right? By the Jupiter in Leo's strength, right? The Leo influence right now is trying to expand people to understand there was a place, and it was probably Tethered Studios for all of you, that really made you feel safe, like everyone else is locked out. Like, do you see, this is the type of energy where it takes strength to get to this type of relationship, but you know it's worth going on the initiation. Like, this Cancer moon really shows that it's worth it, initiating yourself, going through whatever for this, because for once this is like just needing to see your cup mirrored to live. That's all you need to live. You don't even need food and water in this feeling. And it's so romantic. I think it's Cancer. This is like Cancer knowing that this is like a Cancer being like, I want to live inside of your shell, actually. I'm safe there. I'll never feel locked out of anything ever again if I just get to be there. Very romantic and beautiful. 10 of Cups. Because the Cancer new moon dropped us right into the single drop that makes up the ocean. And I feel like you only got a drop of this energy, and you felt how, you know how vast and deep their ocean is from a drop, from the Cancer drop of them. The sample of them has already initiated you to 10 cups with him. And it's like, it's actually the opposite of negative. You know, there might be an energy where it's like, I feel like our story is all tainted, but there is another story that for someone, it's like, this is the best way for our story to have ever been written. Because in their eyes, it's like, it's super slow and savory. That's the energy of like, Cancer is cardinal, so it's an immediate emotional response. With a Cancer placement, they're going to know they like it if they really like it immediately, or they're not there, they don't like it. There's no anything. But they're medicine. So what Cancer loves ultimately is Taurus energy. Taurus is slow and savory. So Cancer already decided I like Taurus. Naturally, I feel like I like Taurus, right? Proper principle, proper kin. And Taurus in nature is the complement to what Cancer needs. Cancer just always wants to feel like that primordial, like, yes, my dick is hard naturally, like because of this, right? And the pipeline of that is like, how do we keep the dick hard over a lifetime? And for Cancer, it needs the long-term savory experiencing of that. And so it's on that. It's like, we all are going to be asked to go inside under this new moon, and it's so needed because outside is really confusing, and we're talking about the third dimension and we're talking about what doesn't matter, but what people don't know is like our inside world. Like, people don't know, you might be someone who's initiating yourself on a new path. You're going towards this like very attractive nine of this flame. It's a light, it's a source. You know, many of us on the grid are going to be attracted to these light workers that have been ready and have erected parts of the new grid. And we're going to be attracted to go where we resonate. And because you're being initiated in your spirit to like choose forever with this thing. Because right now, what you need to know and what I'm here to reinforce with this Cancer energy is like, dude, it's like this. It's like someone is showing you the inside of their shell. And it's like, I would go in there and I would lock everything out of that. And that can't be taken away. And that is something that I want to come on here with myself. Because I had wounding in life that was like, things were very temporary. And then God like defied gravity, and like my dad's still alive 20 years later, even though like the narrative in the word that if we accepted it, that he was going to die in 35 minutes, he would be dead. And so I really take the power of our words very seriously, and I empower all of you to believe in magic, because magic happened in my life. And my dad like legally is still like registered by the state of Texas as like a disabled person, like vegetative disabled person. But he's fine. Like, no one can tell him what that looks like for him. And he gets around just fine. But paid out from the Govy. Fatty. So it's like, you know, you never know. But it is definitely like what we say over it. And, you know, I feel like for my studio, I always thought that if I took care of myself, like Alexis in my highest timeline is a really well-structured, well-disciplined, really abundant and happy, peaceful person. And also someone that people can really like, not just depend on, but if they have to come in through dependency, I make you really strong and fortified from within. And then you eventually feel like you're someone that can take care of Alexis. And I think that really incentivizes the people who really like end up loving me long term. I feel like that's what they always like tell me. It's like, loving you, Alexis, like turned me into a person that like can take care of you, which is like usually like people who are attracted to me, like they have this weird, it's not weird, they have this like niche dream though of like seeing a version of themselves like really providing, protecting, and taking care of me. But it's motivated by the fact that they're like, dude, you just blow me away. You got a lot of like things going on. You got a lot of cool things that you do. It's like, I've never met somebody who's like doing that. And then if they are really serious about me, they usually go on this journey where it's like, yeah, I'm coming to find that like being with this person had this effect on my personhood that fortified me, like built me out. It was, oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Yeah, that's like our vibe right now, you know? And I think when you get a cheerleader type or a motivator type, you, believe it or not, find yourself maybe on a more motivated path. And I'm actually someone that is very like mercurial in my movement. So I'm very quick-witted and quick and fat, and I'm kind of a lot to keep up with. But I think I attract really like slow and methodical people. I attract people like kind of like, I attract like zany motherfuckers. I attract people who make really good results, but honestly, it's a result of like overthinking or like actually like over processing. So I'm like, you know, like my husband, like, why does he make so much music? I don't know. Like, just because he's like kind of overthinks everything actually, like usually. And it's cool. We kind of get art out of it. You know, it's like whatever. But yeah, that's really beautiful. But I feel like the Cancer New Moon is like, we already did the like kind of flagrant thing, which is like, I don't love you, you're not who I love. But beyond that drama, that's not the story. Like the story is actually like what you're doing it for. Like it's, and I think when, you know, I this is something that I know, not now, something I'm saving for like 50s and 60s as a director, when I'm like 50 and 60 years old. When I'm like working with young girl directors again, I'll probably just like be teaching film. Like that's something I want to leave for myself, is like probably just like being a film professor at some point. Once I've had enough time to like sit with my life's work. But or some sort of women's film school or something, whatever. But when I'm doing that with those girls at that point, I just see a version of myself, that's really talking and helping, young women flesh out better writing and directing, better movement of the story. Because a lot of the directing is like the movement of the story, and how the movement of the story over time can also make or break our assessment of whether the story was effective or not. And so I think that matters deeply, at this time. That right now it's like I've had to deal with it because there's a lot of things always happening. There's so many people that are affected by all of our actions. Everything I do affects the people around me, whether I know them or not. And I think it's choppy retrograde times like this really tell us that. But I would really implore you to not get stuck down and just thinking about how many people are connected and are affected by what you're doing. And I want you to really, really meditate. And the thing that you need to be talking about the most is what you are doing. What are you doing right now? What is your goal? And you can actually become a way more effective communicator in general if you bring your communication to the present tense. And that's so amazing. You can even be talking about the past with a strong sense of your awareness that I'm talking about the past right now. So that matters. In my communication, a lot of times I work in archive. When I work in archive and I am actually talking about something that isn't, I work in archive in both ways. I actively archive, you will see me update you on what I'm doing today, as well as archiving and speaking on things that have happened, anniversaries, things that are just channeled artwork. I'm an artist, so I make living work. So a lot of my artwork, it applies for different parts of the year. It's medicine for myself, and I always share that through my studio. So, but there's just this really beautiful sensation right now of what you did do it for, and now we're in the shell together. Now you're very sure that you're on the inside of this thing, and you're sure that even if you're on step one of admitting to yourself that you're on this path where it's I'm gonna initiate myself, I'm going to guide myself to this person, this is basically going to God. This is basically being God, I want to be inside of you, God. I want to live the life that you have, because it might be coming through a person, but I want you to understand that person to you probably feels like the closest you've ever felt to God. And those are the people that you really don't ever need to compare. Once you start getting on that frequency where the people around you make you think about God, you're in an amazing place. Because once the people are that tier, they just don't compete. There's no comparison. There's nothing. There's just the fact that it's why wouldn't we want more godliness around us? More mirrors of the Most High, And for once, I feel like I am just but one organization on this planet doing the same type of work. But I'm so happy that you are all here, and I'm so happy that you feel that way about Tethered Studios, that I don't need an announcement. I think you guys know that. I don't want rah-rah. I don't. I had real slimes for real. My friends, we were revolutionary. We were all different. You're seeing me with white people with 30,000. You're seeing me with brown people. You see me with all types of shit. You seeing me with hella niggas. You know what I mean? So you know what it is, and we all coming from all these places, but how were we cutting for each other? How were all these kids you're seeing on my archive? They were at Sherman shows every show. These are people that you don't understand. It's not just about what they get. We didn't get anything from it. There was no industry backing why we were coming together. It was intimate, interior, real fabric shit. Austin, Texas wasn't a show. It was a vibe. When you went there, you felt at home. And I tried to remind my planet of what that grid used to be like once upon a time, because it's not supposed to go back to that. I think Austin, Texas is supposed to live in the vibration of the artists, that are there, that are gone. I didn't want to leave home. I wish my home still existed for me and my family. So when you go and take someone else's home, just know you are pushing someone else out of somewhere they didn't want to go. They didn't want to leave. So, Cancer. Let's see. It's so beautiful. And how historic is what I'm doing right now? In adult like relationships, this type of connection doesn't happen. Like, you're not getting a contemporary friend where it doesn't gender, age, race, religion, beliefs, like placement in the world doesn't even matter. We're gonna transcend the suit. Like, that's who my dad is. Like, many of you will never get to meet him in the flesh, but if you did, like, it's like going, you guys watch, Avatar, our guys, not the blue guys, our guys, but it's like going to the spirit world. Like, with my dad, it's like living in the spirit world. There's no earth, there's no physicality. We're only dealing with spirit. And I'm so grateful to have inherited and be the successor of providing that experience. Because my dad was in the metaphysical hospitality industry. Yes, he ran hotels. Yes, he ran liquor stores. Yes, he was the bouncer at the club. But he was curating a spiritual environment of safety, honesty, joy, and truth. I inherited a spirit of truth. The souls that my father has helped push me along, they have been paying me back. I have been inheriting things just because of who my father was my whole life. Just because of the way he has healed people. You guys don't know anything about Native American healers and how their children are favored. So thank you to my father for covering me with your transmissions to other people. Because it's like so much comes back to me through my father. Being who he was and being concerned with actually minimizing and reducing the amount of evil on the planet. Many, many men talk a big game, but very few men can actually do it in a day. My dad would go to sleep after fucking 13, 14, 15-hour fucking revivals. Just depleted. He'd just like pass out his body, just like he'd be out of body. Like, this man, when he would channel, he'd be out of body. It was like a different person. And my husband and I, we were just having coffee this morning and we were talking about like it's so rare that you get to actually like pull up on a monk or something. Someone who like does something metaphysical, lives in a different time and space reality. And I'm so lucky that my dad is one of those humans, because it really is such a unique experience being with someone who doesn't live in the world system. You can find this in rural communities and communities that preserve shit. You can even go to fucking East fucking Williamsburg and find it in the fucking Hasidic Jew community. You can find the guys who preserve their space and time based on their faith. But it's special to me because I feel like my inner child really wanted to see magic. Like, I wanted to be around magic, not just like see it to believe it, but like just to like be around it, because it was like it brings this sense of elation, like from my heart space, that I can't explain. It's like the circus or the carnival for me. It's like such an archetype. It's such a place that I feel like I'm always filming at the carnival. It's always gonna be like that for me, because my parents taught me about the family of your spirit, But for many of you, you have to understand that we can't co-opt spiritual language to define something that is not inherently actually about spirit, because you have to be really speaking to the spirit of one another. And so there's a lot of sacrilegious structures that are coming down as well, because they are posing as godlike figures, spirits where spaces where spirit can be housed, and they're actually not. They're not dwelling. God doesn't dwell there. So it's the Holy Trinity, finally. But it's happening. There's just like, I see so many, like dozens and dozens and dozens of metaphorical wildflowers, flowers. It's just beautiful, natural, the original florist, the forest, the actual just fields, and I feel like it was all, you might have been scared because you're like, oh my God, like, wait, this Cancer new moon, it disappeared, it's not outside of me anymore, what? And I think you're freaked out, but they're actually coming. It's personal. It's coming to you personally. It's coming inside. It's what you actually wanted. And I also just want to take a second to really thank myself through all the spiritual warfare I've overcome, because again, I want to be loved like in my love language, you know what I mean? And I feel like I'm so forthright with my politics because they deeply affect like my love languages. And like, I am not a for show ass person, like, because really being in my life is like a lot, you know, like, because I'm a real person. So I don't want to deceive myself or waste anyone's time by being like, I need you to be talking about Alexis, and not, if your goal is Alexis, then your rubric, you got to be actually trying to get Alexis and not everyone else, because it doesn't matter. Like, I think that's what people don't understand with me. I am truly not seeking out anything more. I do my spiritual work, which leads me to whatever God has next. I have to be a pioneer in God's word. But I'm really fulfilled. Like, I'm already locked into like my life of purpose. So I'm not poaching out. I'm not incomplete in my wholeness journey. And so a lot of people, it's like when there is a desire to be in my space or around me for whatever reason, you know, there can be a serious lack of awareness that, like, you know, with Alexis, because of what's already fulfilled from within, it needs to just be like evidence of like, is that what you want to do? Because it would be one thing, you know, I'm not everybody else. And I think what has offended me most about this journey is that like so many people brought and opened doors of like other people's unwellness to be dumped onto me that I'm not even really going to do anything with. I can't even, I didn't ask for this. I don't really connect to this. It's just because you're opening some portal or trying to open some portal with me because of what you want to do, that everything you're connected to that would just like blur that is like now just doing a lot. And so for me, I think people can tell I'm open-hearted, but it's like, yeah, it has to be real life. And I think what I've definitely learned from this journey is just a better pulse on where the collective is genuinely at. I think it's been helpful, because if it wasn't for learning where the majority is, I really wouldn't even think that I was like actually a seer. I really genuinely, like, my brain really operates like you were just given a body that this is the brain functions. I think of myself as just like a real like studious person. Like, I'm always studying aspects and theories of my metaphysical body. But I genuinely always feel like, oh, default, everybody's having metaphysical phenomena happen like the things that are happening to me. And they're not. That is definitely what I'm realizing, which is what's etching my business out as a service. Which is why you guys, like, this time I need to be grounded. Like, my husband's crossing over and I'm crossing over, and we're like, he's recording right now. I'm like etching this really right now. I'm recording it really right now. It's really happening. And I'm grateful that I just did the very simple thing is I just wanted a job for me. I don't want to play God. I don't even have the brain power to think of what would be a good job for someone else. I just want to figure out how to work for me, like just for me to work. And I wanted that right. And my husband and I have fought a lot of systemic battles to free that up. And we are living in the freedom, and we are being given in this transmission, in this new moon, the right to be business owners, finally, and to have the things that come with it, and for that to like meet us how we would have wanted it. I feel like that's like what I'm realizing is like right now the universe so sweetly, like I'm getting massive rewards, but like at first I was kind of like freaked out because the rewards didn't come like the award show, which needs to die, right? Like the way that we're all told even awarding something should look like a certain way. No, just like your marriage shouldn't look like something. Like some of you guys who do, like, what's really fun for you is all that really matters. There's no way to do it. There's no, you know, planning the fucking wedding and doing it. I mean, it's only fun for you. Like for me, a bachelor party wouldn't have been fun because me and Dennis don't authentically have any friends that we would say like we're in our relationship and foundational for it, like in the role of friend throughout the entirety of it. So there isn't anyone who really has that honor. And so it's like, then it would just be picking friend who want to go do something. It's like, why don't me and Dennis just go do something together? And it's like, I like my husband, so I'm good, you know. And we could just save the rah-rah for whatever. It's like, you know, it just, everything just needs to be about what's actually fun for you, because I think what's very visible right now is like, you might also really come off as that kind of person where it's like you needed all these people around you just to like let yourself have the fun you want to have. And I think it kind of falls on the deaf ears because it's not really fun for anyone else. It's just fun for you. And I think you can be seen for that as well. But I feel like it's beautiful. It's like, I think right now what's trying to be fortified is like a covenant. But the covenant has to be like, you know, and I think I need to place myself correctly because I'm way too crossed over to think that anything that's coming for me is coming on some light shit. They're not. I have given, like, you could commit to me for like 40 lifetimes, the amount of transparency, visibility, and shit that I'm on that I've been sharing to people. So people have had a lot of time to long-term vision plan with me, and they see how far my vision goes. My vision goes beyond my lifetime for sure. So people definitely see that guarantee in me, and maybe you're someone like me who really needs to hear that. Like maybe you take yourself so dead ass that you need to understand that they never wanted anything light with you. And yeah, when it comes in, I think I'm just surprised that it's like how studied it could be, like how nurturing the communication can be, how nurturing God's cup, my own cup mirrored back to me could feel. Simply because of the fact that it's like, I really made cool being a person who's known. My reputation is like how much time I spend talking to God. That makes me a cool person. It's not clout. It's not because my art is sick as fuck. Like most of you bitches like would just be like, what the fuck? It's like your art's like what? So that doesn't matter. The thing that I am really known for is exactly what my father spoke over my life. And there's something about that type of tradition. It's like, I don't know, like I'm Gen Z, but I kind of want to speak up for the kids who like actually really found solace in what was built before you. Like I know everybody wants to put on me like that I have just been so disruptive and that I don't value my family and that I don't somehow all the things that made my people who they are just skipped me altogether because of like the year I was born. And I don't think that that's who Gen Z was at all. Is at all. I always felt really safe in who my dad knew himself to be and who my mother knew herself to be. I always really trusted their judgment on what was cool, what was morally correct, what was of God and what was not. And right now, I'm gonna be honest, you guys win. You can have the Instagram, you can be the it girl. That is not what I wanna be. I don't care about being desired by anyone other than the person that you see me in a relationship with. It's the only person that I really give a fuck if they actually fucking want me or not. Because nobody else even fucking respects me, so it doesn't matter. Like until I've seen basic respect, it doesn't matter about how much you like me. You know? But you guys can definitely have that. It's okay. Like, I'm not in competition with being the best it girl, production crew, stylist. Fuck, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, that's not what I am. I already told you girls. I hate consumerism. I hate consumer culture. I hate fashion in so many ways. I really do. I'm an artist. I personally express myself, but I don't have any stock in the game. I don't give a fuck. Genuinely, I think it's the stupidest waste of time. On me. I don't think you're a stupid waste of time. I just would never waste. I'm too black for that. I'm sorry. Too black to just find a pastime that just burns our planet. It's like, there are too many niggas turning over in their grave right now. Like, bitch, why would you attack the planet? The planet's the only one holding our bones down. You need to go get these niggas who are fucking shit up for us. So, you know, like I'm so happy with my life because I respect my parents. I love the person I married. Even when I am putting up boundaries or going through my own cycles, like I love and respect everything I have chosen to include in my life. And that has made all of the difference for me. It's the reason why I never had to go back into that outside world, the Matrix, Babylon. I never had to go back. In the recent past, a portal opened up to you because of the boundaries you put up. Now you're walking into the Cancer portal and you're in it. You're inside the Cancer portal. Where it's like we don't meet on that outside world. We meet here. You know? And we're all celebrating together. Like I'm literally celebrating the rest of July. There's just so much going on right now. Happy birthday to my grandma Geneva. I love you so much. July 14th. You are an angel doll. You gave me all of my best qualities. I don't even know what to say. You're magnificent. You are definitely the reason I'm a filmmaker. You taught me everything I know about the antique world. You also placed me into royal underground lineages, which is amazing. You taught me everything I know about class and etiquette, Southern class and etiquette, of course. I have to place what type of class and etiquette I've been receiving. You taught me how to be a fine Southern woman, and you taught me that you are the type of woman that could have 14 husbands and be just fine and be loved deeply down by every single one of them. And so I move with that. I don't seek out 14 husbands, but I do know that, you know, I feel empowered by the ways that my grandmother revolutionized so many things. But yeah, she's just like so amazing and just like a true star in her own right. And yeah, so thank you so much. Happy birthday to you. And I'm just grateful to be alive this time, to be 29 years old, and to be speaking all that beauty. And again, I do so much for my family because the elders of my family are all pretty consistent. Like my family is not like it's not like jumping with like instability. Like everyone's like old sturdy in my family. Good genes, good old sturdy long genes, because they're sufferers. We're come from slaves. So like my family like really preserves, just kind of sits back and endures through whatever. And I think that you guys are intimately getting to know the Chase lineage, the Taylor lineage, beautifully, because this is what you would feel like if you were sitting with my Aunt Pam or my Uncle Chicken or, you know, my mom, my dad. It's like if you were sitting with any of the people in my life that are known in Austin for who they are. That's what our family was known for, is just the people the sanity. We kind of like were the insane enigma that people felt really sane around, because we really embodied how insane it can get. And that makes people feel very seen. That induces actual sanity. Like, okay, I feel sane. Because I know it's not fucking crazy that we go through shit like this, right? Because the fucking Taylor said, you know. So yeah, in the recent past, before this Cancer full moon, I think it's really cool. I'm broadcasting to those of you who put up boundaries and took the portal. Welcome. I am so obsessed. I guess I could talk a little bit about what the future is. It's just like actually connecting, like IRL. And I think we understand that it's not like rah-rah or foo-foo. Like, it's super, I also want to say it's like super chill to approach now. It's super safe to approach now. Like, I'm not gonna go back to the old world and start piping up and talking to what it's not about. Like, I'm in my bubble. I'm talking to T-Stu. I'm so glad you all decided that it's healthiest for you to be here. Like, I don't necessarily assume that like I can't prove your resonance here. So I want you to really pull up with that shit when you pull up to the stew, and like, you know, have your record that like God brought me here. Here's like how I got here. Here's my journey here, so that, you know, for you, so you know like why you're coming here, and it's not driven by, you know, the author of confusion, but it's really driven because like you feel seen, you feel, you know, like this is a community you can be a part of. Because when you join Tethered Studio, you get at all the people that I know are your family. That's how Austin, Texas runs. That's how my family runs. We are all so happy to have you here, but we cannot leave the kingdom we have created for ourselves. We can only truly like hold it down and hold your hand if you want to join us. And we are happy if you want to join this, because there's always a spot in the revolutionary for God's children. If you're God's child, you're welcome. Oh, this is so beautiful. It's like this Cancer new moon is like you are expecting this. This is like seeing something. It's like, this is different. this is like, I really, again, this is seeing forever with someone. This isn't someone like 4 of Wands. This is someone who's like, who could I come into, what's my type? And someone's like, I like a 10-figure nigga. I like a nigga making more than 10 figures. You're on your Carisha shit. Because 10 figures spiritually is what you're seeing in this too. It's like you're looking at something where it's like, I looked at that thing and I didn't just see a vision in the future. I saw what we've already built together. Because I think that the new wave too is like, you've already built so much. Like the people that I attract they already have a life legacy. And it's probably like astronomical. They're probably the star in their world, you know? Because Tethered Studios was built by someone with the astrological star archetype, someone who has star energy, me. Like literal, like esoteric star energy. Not just like, I'm a star. Like, no, not like these IG girls who are like, when you're main character, no, not that. I mean like genuinely the archetype, the naked woman pouring out water. Yeah, you girls think it's a bit. You think I'm on my OnlyFans. I'm not, girls, I'm not. It's not what I'm on. So they're already seeing, it's like a lot of the things that are coming into me are people who are like, dude, I already actually see how what I've already built works and coincides with what you've built. And that type of partnership is the Holy Trinity. It's like building a church together, like a physical church building. And that's what I want. Like TCU, like I've really been, I didn't really want my network phase, like figuring out who's in the network phase and defining that to take 6 years, you guys, because I kind of need the studio. I mean, it is a residency. Like you're supposed to eventually go, like you get educated, inundated, graduated from the whole process. Like when you're my friend, the way that I've kind of set it up here, the studio, is you're not friend. You're like a part of my family. You're a part of the Morning Stars family tree spiritually. There's all this ceremony we have planned. We do the residency. We work with your art business as a personal artist. We also partner with you. We have room for collaboration. We have room for the studio to celebrate you. There's aspects where the studio celebrates artists. So like never again will any of my artists, slimes who are a part of our network and our family ever have to like we register your birthday. We know what year it is. So if you ever have a year where it's like, you know, I just want to know I have that friend that like would just throw me the most perfect occasion for whatever the context is in that year. Tethered Studios, you can cash in on that. We're always going to be here, you know? So I just don't want it to take so long to figure out who the fuck wants to be a part of this shit, dude. Because I don't know what's so fucking scary. My politics? My mouth? Come on. You got to get over that stuff if you really want to be in my life for real. Just kidding. So 10 of Pentacles is crowning this. Look, I just like love my tear stains. It's so Cancer, whatever. It's like, fucking, should I tattoo my tear stains? Like, yeah. No, I don't have to tattoo them because I'm always stained with tears. So, solve that problem. My body is a temple for the Most High. Don't play me. So let's look at the near future. But yeah, this is like really expecting and actually desiring and intending to come into union with like something that could actually, like you and their thing can actually build something physical together. So in the near future too, there's this big discussion about the foundation. Like, there are karma is dishing out 2 ways. The truth can either hurt how you feel, and it's still not meant to stop you. Like you're still gonna, it's basically like, if the truth hurts, sorry that the truth hurts. Because you could have had the alternative path, which is where you could have had justice fucking actually giving you a new foundation. Like this is actually, you built the church, now you get the revenue from it. Like the whole incentive of building a church is like what it can bring in. Like the 4 Pentacles. We built the church home, now you get the inheritance of that. So again, I think a lot of the people who are getting handed the fucking this path from karma right now, the truth is they're gonna hurt how you feel. Another thing that I feel is like you guys can let karma be karma. You don't have to fucking feel like just because it's retrograde. Like I always support communicate. You should communicate. I feel like over communication is not something you ever have to worry about in a Mercury retrograde. Genuinely. You don't, because you're just gonna have more to decipher. Because I think in Mercury retrograde, we always try to assume that people are moving from like a liar frequency. Things can be jumbled up or unclear or like break down, or like things can be like deferred. But if you're still, just keep reinforcing the truth. Don't stop speaking at this time. Don't like I'm gonna let you know right now, some people have the karma where the truth hurts their feelings. Do not, I repeat, do not let those people fuck up your ability to communicate what you actually want right now, because of like how they feel about the truth hitting them. Like, don't do that. Page of Wands, right? Because it's about what you did with your Page of Wands, what you did with your fire. If you're getting back the truth hurting how you feel, that's what you did to someone. Because I know that a lot of my bullies wanted to just keep reiterating that it's not you, you're not chosen, you're not special, you're not important, you're not interesting, you're not anything special, you don't matter to this person, in fact, we matter to this person, you don't matter. That's fine, but it's like your whole sense of security is genuinely about how like you have to keep the superiority that, like, when do I ever come on here being like, I mean something, like my personality just being like, I mean something to Dennis that you girls don't mean to him. No, it's like, there's never a regular enforcing of that. Never. Most people don't even have to overdo anything with Dennis because we don't overinflate ourselves. Most of you girls are really just dealing with how much you actually like me, because I don't push myself into the streets to you girls. You keep visiting. Right? Because I can go to your page and not steal your aesthetic. You girls shop and wear whatever the fuck you wear and go wherever the fuck you go. I don't go to the restaurants you go to. Y'all eat meat every day. I don't just start doing that because you posted that. I don't do any of the things you do. I do, however, see you girls go on my shit and then start fucking piping off all day. Can you be regular, or do you only know how to move weird? Right? Right? Wheel of Fortune. Because that's kind of what it says right now. The truth can hurt how you feel, but that's what we're going to see in your behavior, is that every time the truth comes out, it hurts how you feel. And then it's like, well, doesn't that kind of seem like the recurring problem here? Because for me, if someone is telling me the truth, even if it's that they don't like me, it doesn't hurt how I feel. That's why I tell you bullies to move off of it. You're not saying, okay, so you don't like me. Then why don't you take your awesome life with your awesome shooters and go do whatever the fuck awesome shit y'all do all day? That's because you're in love with me. It's not that you don't. It's not. That's what that really is. Because it's not actually that deep, is what I'm saying. It's not actually that deep. So for a lot of the bitches who don't feel good right now, definitely it doesn't have shit to do with anything, because they don't have a foundation. Lady Justice couldn't squeeze out a foundation for these people because they're too busy building a life where the truth hurts. Okay, good luck with that. I'm telling the truth. I was always band president, class president, student body president, volleyball captain. I was just like, what? Yeah. Debate captain, yes. Oh, yeah. That was really always happening, yes. I'm being dead ass right now. I don't know what the fuck you girls are talking about. I'm being dead ass right now. I'm not even just talking about art, bro. I'm not talking about art. Art is pretty unimpressive because you don't have to go outside of yourself to make art. Niggas don't know me in Austin, Texas as no artist. That's not what they know Alexis Taylor as. Are you stupid? The fuck? And a lot of you girlies ain't artists. That's not even what you call yourself. Like, that's what I'm saying, this ambiguity, this gray area where it's just like, I'm a capitalist who wanted to take up filler money. You just created some creative persona, but it's not placed in anything. Some guy one time told you, or somebody was just oversight. What's your real story? What's the tagline of your life? What's your why? What are you here to do? That should be pretty simple to answer. I'm not talking to a grown-ass adult who can't even answer that question, like, calmly. Like, quickly and calmly. Like, what are you genuinely doing here on Earth? You know? Okay. Seven of Pentacles. Right. Because in order for you to be fortunate, favored, to be rich even, you kind of have to have examples of it. I have a question. You girls never get on social media and show where you live. Where do y'all live? I know you on the trips. You guys are always out and about. But where do y'all live, for real? I can't confirm or deny that you niggas live better than me. I see when you're in the black truck. That's not your black truck. What's your car look like? Yours. What do you drive when it's not a rental or when it's not a, yeah. I have a feeling a lot of niggas in the chat, that's why they don't show, that's why they don't, this never in real time on you girls' archive feeds. Never, never, never. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you girls can't even see through, like, here's where I'll tell you niggas is capping about their gross income and how that actually translates in how they live. Because maybe someone has network or is navigating and moving a certain amount of money, but if Kai's not so rich, why his streaming setup look that busted? You get what I mean? If you got all that disposable, it's like, y'all be streaming from some raunchy raggedy, and I don't mean raunchy raggedy, I just mean it ain't no high quality space. It look like some abandoned, we got places like that. You ain't never been to fucking North Atlanta. It's plenty mansions out here from 2003 that look just like that shit. Look like some streamer done come in there and run it down. Right? And that's not shade, but I'm just saying, upkeeping the longevity, somewhere being nice and being upkept, that's also not nothing. And again, dollar bill, some of you girls are just making money. It doesn't mean you have value, right? Ugh. And I feel like a lot of people got told that. Seven of Pentacles. Are you actually a fortunate person? Because a lot of y'all were looking at people and being like, they don't have this, that, and the third, or they're poor, they're hobo, or they don't whatever. And that's because you thought that's what made you valuable. Baby, I can tell you didn't go to church growing up. I can tell you ain't come from nowhere, baby. You ain't never had no preacher look you in the eye and tell you about yourself. I could tell. I could tell you ain't never had no man of God come up to you and read you the filth. I could tell. That's why I don't fuck with, that's why, look, some of these niggas in the North, I don't know because there ain't no guarantee that you got inundated with that word of God like that. Like, the church was a humiliation ritual, and I respect every motherfucking Southerner, no matter the denomination, because motherfuckers, it look like some of y'all ain't ever had God tell you you ain't shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, some of y'all are godless. Like, some of the mean, bullying, catty, dumb behavior is just because, like, you didn't grow up around no type of sense of God at all. Not in practice. Like, God is, you don't fear the creator at all. You don't even believe in the creator. I mean, why you got a Jesus, please? You don't live in Jesus. If you want to live, just live. Yeah, that's like, niggas is like, why are you on that for real? Because I'm looking at the way some of y'all are moving with me, like, Pooh Shiesty, like, what the fuck, niggas? Like, you ain't never been in no pew. I know that. Because, you ain't never put on that hijab, because them bitches ain't putting that shit on every day for no other reason other than when they was jits, they got that shit seared into their brain. You don't fuck around with your God. You don't fuck around with the fuck around. That's what I'm talking about. Some of you niggas is, it's like, you ain't never had to be an acolyte. You ain't never had to light no candles at a ceremony. You ain't never had your mama and daddy running the Bible study. You didn't have none of that going. You wasn't working in the church for real. What the fuck? You weren't a part of humanity. What the fuck were you doing? You skipped out on the fucking guns, God, and glory part. We kind of need that for the plot. You girls are missing American, not just American history, global history. What religion molded your people? I be trying to figure out, because some of y'all, it's like, did y'all people even have a religion? The fuck? It wasn't nothing. That's why you act like a gutter ass BBL demon on the internet. What the fuck are y'all on? What the fuck are y'all on for real? Because we can tell you ain't never worked with God for real in your life. Because y'all keep trying to distribute your fupa to your butt as butt meat. You just keep trying to do shit. Think it's like y'all keep trying to jack up the waistline, trying to act like that makes it a different muscle than it is on your body. It's like, that's ungodly behavior. What the fuck is going on? Like, I'm telling you, even the body modification moment, the way that we are these internet fucking fuckers, y'all did not go to church growing up, because hell no, like, I'm telling you, like, when I be flashing my phone to my people, they look at just the way some of y'all act, they're just like, where the fuck did you come from? And it's in the way you look, nigga. It's in the way y'all look, where it's like, why the fuck do you look like that? And why are you acting like that? You know, fake godless motherfuckers. I don't care what background it had to be, but did you observe any type of Creative, no. Even you niggas who organize an anti against it, like any type of nothing, just nothing with these butt gutter ass guys. That's what I'm saying. What you believe in, y'all. That's what I'm saying. It's like, stop. Like, would you say the word God right now? Or would you like put in your Instagram caption like, thank you, God? Or no? Because niggas who really grew up in the church or some type of religious, they not scared of that shit. It's you niggas who really, it's like, what were you taught? Because it's accountability at this time. At least niggas who come up to me and be like, yeah, I grew up Pentecostal, I grew up fucking Catholic, I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, I grew up Jewish, I grew up, I'm Muslim, at least my niggas, I'm like, okay, I know what you want. I know where you started, but some of you niggas didn't get started. Ain't no word been passed to you. No word of God. No type of nothing. Nobody, no ancient civilization has tapped you at all. It's like, what the fuck were your ancestors doing? What did the fuck? Gutter ass mom and dad. Gutter ass mom and dad. Like, it wasn't never, no Jesus, nothing. You ain't, no Holy Spirit, no Holy Ghost, nothing. That's why these bitches be on Instagram like this. What the fuck are y'all doing? Like, I'm speaking about the true and living right now. I'm talking about some real, ain't nothing to be ashamed of. I'm like, what did you learn about faith and spirituality? Where did you start? Because you looking real NPC right now as we speak is what it's giving. And that's all I've been trying to say is like, holy people, specifically, I am actually talking to holy men. You can't claim, your 12 disciples can't be Beavis and Butthead. What? You fucking up Jesus's tail. You fucking it up. You know, if the niggas at your table is fucking Ace Boon Coons for real, it's like, it's not, you know what I mean? You got the crime mob as your fucking Last Supper. What the fuck? Like, it's ghetto as fuck. No, we're not doing that shit. This is so beautiful though. The Star, the Queen of Cups, and the Three of Cups. It's so beautiful. Yeah, there's only one of those. There's only one of those. You know, type she. Three Cups. A celebración. And in the fear space, healing. The thing that we're fearing the most at this Cancer New Moon is like, whatever I'm communicating, I really want to make sure that I'm coming from my healed space. Everyone's like putting that on themselves. Like, I really want to make sure that I'm coming from a healed space. This is a crazy outcome. So I know this might sound crazy, but this is the final message. Cancer New Moon. The tears cost money. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes. You about to find out how much. You about to find out how much the tears cost. Straight up. For light and for dark, if you made a nigga suffer and it was like, you about to find out how much that's gonna cost you. If you been crying and crying out to God, you gonna find out how much. So that is my feature-length film. How are we feeling, y'all? I'm so thrilled that we got to chat, we got to touch base. I'm just so excited because this is gonna be every day. It's just gonna be me doing the broadcast thing fully, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I cannot believe that I am graduated. My husband and I are graduating in this now moment because we continue to commit to building out jobs for ourselves. That like, it's finally time to, God willing, go full time in this and really give to you guys because the need is there now. Like before, like if people weren't choosing the studio, I think that's why we couldn't, there wasn't a need to go super crazy. If nobody's seeking the teaching, I don't have to fucking keep archiving it. But I think the 2-week summer vacation really helped people to understand, like, no, they can make a conscious choice about this. And so I'm really grateful because if you're watching this, that means you're finally choosing this. You know, I think you were brought here and attracted here, but as long as sometimes things are like pulling you in, it kind of stays like a devil thing. And I think it's like, doesn't really cross over to like a conscious choice. And I want this to be a consensual space to you. I want you to be here because you want to be here, not because of some other ulterior, because you're looking for tea or anything. I want you to be here because it helps you out and it makes you feel happy and calm, you know. And I really understand how seldom and how long some people can go in their genuine life because of how it's set up systemically, without having a decent conversation, without having a conversation where they feel like they could just like take it off or unpack, or maybe just say like nothing and somehow feel like they said everything and were completely witnessed and hugged and got to sit right at the right hand of the motherfucking mother and father of it all. And I want more people to be able to have that. And if today you were still going to take your life and leave tomorrow and you watched this video, I'm just glad we shared an hour and 25 minutes and 12 seconds together, straight up. Like, it's really cool. Because at the end of the day, I think I always just like, I want to hang out. Like, that's my vibe. Like, I don't get it. Like, sometimes I get bullied and shit and I'm like, I'm just kidding. It's like, I just get mad because I'm like, okay, so you like me, I like you back, and I'm the person that's like, let's make a play, you want to hang out? And you're like, no, bro, you're like fucking annoying and we're all super happy without you. I'm like, what? So that's, I don't, whatever. So it doesn't even matter, but it's all love and peace on my end. I love everyone. Again, it is what it is with where we are in our journey and cycles, if our chapters are closed now or whatever. But, you know, you're always welcome in the studio if you're seeking God's word, obviously. You know, you don't have to be in my personal life, but this will always be here. And yeah, just thanks for dancing with me. You know, I love it all. Highs and lows. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, give me some feedback, girls. But yeah, it's like, it's cool, you know. I get it. Like, my niggas are like, I'm breeding like an army of like ghost artists who like are just never gonna be like claiming this platform. That's fine. Fine, girls. Fine. You know, it's just like, it's kind of how you guys are stitched into me. Like, all of the people that are attracted to me, like, they have this like jarring like loading frequency, and it's actually because they're like like cosmically like contracted. Like, I have to remember that I know these people spiritually, and that's why like certain things just like don't go through physically, because it's like, what would be the fun for continuing my psychic business if it was just all we could tell that they're connected because it's easy to see? No, of course not. What is going to help the stock of my brand is exactly how this story was written. So thank you, God. You're a better writer than all of us. I know, but I've done my job. I'm gonna go probably like cook some lunch for me and my lover man. But you guys have a great day. Yeah. Peace. Happy Cancer New Moon. Hope this was helpful. Bye.